Yep.
Supergiant Games, the maker of Bastion, has just released their latest game called Transistor, and I'm gonna try not to reveal a whole lot about it, but Transistor is the glowing sword sticking out of that gentleman against the fence there,
We're not gonna get away with this, are we?
and it talks. And you are Red, who is a former singer in Cloudbank City, who does not have a voice. So the Transistor does a lot of talking
Together again.
to her, and sometimes to sort of give players an idea of what she might be feeling or going through. The terminal that she's standing in front of is something you utilize a lot for narrative purposes and to convey what's going on in the city as well.
So the word is out.
But as you continue playing the game, you'll realize it also serves another purpose, which is to allow Red to communicate to
If
the
anybody's
Transistor,
left to hear it,
because she can't talk.
whole town's being held ransom. They want you back, I bet.
Combat is very interesting in Transistor. It happens in real time, like that. It also allows you to do what's called use a planning mode, where you stop time and
What?
are able to set up a sequence of moves that hopefully is successful once executed. As you saw, the enemies turn into these smaller
Nice. Okay, let's
little process nodes that if they're not collected immediately, they will spawn another enemy. So the challenge is often to defeat the enemies and make sure they don't, you gather all those little process pieces up, because if you don't, you'll be in a world of hurt, which I often was. But
Let's go.
the combat's, the game
Get out of here.
ramps up at an appropriate level. Oh, they're called cells,
good.
excuse me. At appropriate level, but it does get very complex and really does force you to mix
She
things up
awake?
and use different abilities and powers that you acquire.
Hi. You okay? I see. Sure. She wants to come along.
Sure,
We can use her.
we will.
She says hello. Her name's Lillian.
The abilities you gather are
Intersection. Let's see.
based on people that you know.
Wish it was raining. Cover your
Yes,
tracks.
definitely access as many terminals as possible. There's a lot of good information that can be found in,
Hey, end of the plaza.
and the Transistor does a
you.
very good job of explaining a lot of things to you. Some things you know, but just sometimes it can sort of emote for you.
I'm so sorry, Red. They took your voice. I couldn't stop them. Well, we took something of theirs. Hey, let's just go.
Yeah,
Come on, just go. Just... Yeah.
the writing is
This thing
definitely
used to
on
be
point in this game. This part very early on gave me the impression that there are a lot of environmental puzzles in the game. There aren't, which is I'm okay with. I'm okay either way. The real puzzle is the combat.
Oh.
I said before, early on, you can rely on a couple of move sets and really get by, but the game does,
Jerk.
to its benefit and its credit, really force you to go back in there and use the abilities
Hey.
that you've gathered as you level up and get new functions and abilities, which are very interesting because they all can be combined. They all can be active and passive, and can all be used with each other, every single one, which really opens it up. One of the consequences of combat is as you take damage, that yellow bar there kind of corresponds to the different functions that are tied to the face button. So if the yellow bar is depleted, you will lose one of those abilities, which can only be accessed by
Get behind something.
getting to another access point. So you kind of have to fight well and get to another one to unlock something that you might rely on a lot.
I was still with you. Out there.
So there are a lot more abilities to mess around with. The enemy you just saw me defeat previously was the cheerleader. In this game, you have to defeat the cheerleader to save yourself. The cheerleader can heal other enemies. Go for the cheerleader first. So you have all types of different slots. You have the main face buttons, which are your active moves, and then the smaller versions of some of the functions beneath it are
At capacity.
just tweaks. And the game explains you exactly what they all do, so you can mess around with it and find out what works best for you. The times when you set up the perfect sequence with the perfect set of moves on an enemy that's just been giving you a hard time is very satisfying to just load it up and just watch it fly. There's also process limiters, which have an effect, but also they have an up and a down. It's a double-edged sword, so there's a cost to using them as well. So you can enable and disable those as you see fit. Not all the moves are offensive. Some allow you to make an enemy switch sides, so they'll be an ally for 6 to 8 seconds fighting on your side, or maybe even healing you. And there's some downtime as well. The back rooms allow you to just kind of kick back and relax and do some training as well. You can also bounce that ball.
Can I call you Luna? What do we have this time?
So in the performance room, you can go and kind of outfit yourself and just test things out and see what works. There's also speed tests and performance tests, which, if completed successfully, will unlock things like music. That can be challenging, let me tell you. Really nice music too. Just when you think you've seen everything.
What was that?
Exactly.
I'm sure it was nothing.
You say so. But if you do your homework and really explore what the options available to you, you'll be fine. If you don't, well, no one lasts forever. Transistor is a beautiful game. It looks good. It sounds wonderful. The music is really nice. And there's a lot of narrative and story if you're paying attention to it, which I'd behoove you to do so. It's an experience that I think people should have. It's definitely worth your time. So I give my highest recommendation to Transistor. You should, if you have a PS4 or a PC or maybe any other platform that comes out in the future, do not ignore Transistor, because games like this need to be paid attention to so we can enjoy them and hopefully have more of them. Sarah from GameEnthus, signing off.